name is Prosperie, and I'm part of the Hellcats. We're serving our country through the rudiments on the drums as part of the Army. And today I'd like to speak with you about the skill set of single stroke rolls and putting accents within the single stroke rolls. I wanted to go over something with you that you don't see very much anymore, and that is the idea of fast singlets with accents. Very popular in the 70s and early 80s, but we don't really see it very much. It's a cool skill set. I love to do it, and it employs about 3 different techniques that I want to talk about. But before I do that, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here you have singles, then you have accents. Put them together. So the first thing I'm doing is trying to get an even single stroke roll in the low end by bouncing. I'm using some back fingers, just like I'm dribbling a basketball, except I'm dribbling it with the thumb on the left hand. Some exercises I do for that are things like this. And this sextuplet one. Able to achieve an even bounce using fingers, you need to be able to incorporate a quick accent. One technique is through the molar stroke. The molar stroke is like a whip stroke. You lead with the butt of the stick, unlike a lever stroke where you lead with the bead. So lead with the butt, and that will allow you to whip in an accent while you're still playing singles. Between the accents, I'm trying to stay loose. So you can develop that looseness and throwing in accents and trying to relax in between. So you're using a squeeze-release technique. Squeeze-release. If you stay tight the whole time, you won't be able to go very long or very fast. So here's the idea. Primarily using finger, but if you get on a different drum that's not quite as bouncy, you'll have to use a little bit more wrist. So you have to understand the 4 lever points for playing. The loudest, slowest one is the shoulder, the arm. Then you get into the forearm, then the wrist, and the finger. Wrist, finger. Combination to use will help you, especially when you get into drumming surfaces that aren't quite as bouncy, like this rope drum. Now, the finger technique is great on Kevlar and any type of tight drum head, but suppose you need to go to a floor tom on your drum set, or in this case, this rudimental rope tension snare drum, which is not as tight as the Kevlar. You will have to incorporate different muscle groupings. So for example, I will use a little bit more wrist instead of just finger. Morphing from fingers to wrist in that technique. So that's important to realize, is that you need to practice different dynamic levels and different tensions and playing surfaces to incorporate all the different techniques you will need to be able to display as a versatile drummer. But I have one more secret for you, one more little tip, so don't click off of me. Watch this. Okay, here's a great tip. If you walk away from anything from this video, here's a little golden nugget. Developing the fingers. I've found that if you take some wooden dowels and play them backwards on your forearms, gives you the really perfect combination of wrist to finger proportion. And I love to do this just sitting on the couch, watching TV at night, riding on a bus ride with a drum corps, whatever. It's a great technique to develop, especially for you match grip players, in order to develop a nice proportion of wrist to finger technique. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Drum fun. Thanks for your time.
Drum fun
For serving our country to provide rudimental knowledge
for the universe.